All right, let's talk about something we've all been told our entire lives. It's a belief so central to how we think, we've basically built our whole careers around it. We're going to deconstruct what's called the effort trap and chew on a pretty radical idea. What if working harder is actually the reason you're not getting ahead? So let's just get right into it. Is work harder really the best advice out there? I mean, we've heard it since we were kids, right? That it's the golden ticket to getting what you want. But what if that's not the full picture? Not even close. Let's dig in. Okay, so first, we have to really understand what we're talking about here. We'll call it the hard work promise. And it's this belief that's so deep in our culture, so ingrained in our thinking, that most of us never, ever stop to question it.
I'm sure this sounds really familiar. If you just put in the hours and the effort, you will succeed. It's the mantra, you know. It's pretty much the unofficial gospel of the modern workplace, and it's what keeps us all pushing, grinding, and burning the midnight oil.
And look, this promise is so popular for a good reason. It's the whole foundation of how we think about careers. It gives us a sense of control, like there's a simple, straightforward formula for success. It feels fair, right? But here's the kicker. Is it actually true?
And this is where the whole story kind of takes a sharp turn. We're now moving into what we call the effort trap. This is that super frustrating place where the simple idea that more work equals more success just starts to completely fall apart.
Because the tough reality is, for a lot of incredibly hardworking people, that promise is broken. They put in the hours, they run on fumes, they burn themselves out. But that success they were told would be there at the end?
Yeah.
It never quite shows up. So what exactly is this effort trap? Well, it's that state where all your increased labor, all those extra hours, the weekends you sacrifice, it just doesn't bring back proportional rewards. It's that feeling like you're on a treadmill, running faster and faster just to stay in the exact same spot. So why? Why does this happen? Well, to really get a handle on the effort trap, we've got to stop looking at just our own personal grit. Instead, we have to start looking at the rules of the system we're all playing in. See, the whole industry of effort has some built-in ceilings. For starters, your personal labor has a capped value. I mean, there are only so many hours in a day, right? Second, the system isn't really built to reward you just for the hours you put in. It's designed to reward something called leverage. And third, linear effort, one more hour of work gets you one more hour of pay, that creates linear results, and that can never, ever compete with exponential growth.
Just think about the difference here. Pure effort gives you linear returns. Your focus is always on putting in more hours, and because of that, your potential has a hard ceiling. But leverage? Whoa, that can deliver exponential returns. The focus shifts to building better systems, and the potential becomes scalable. We're talking about two completely different games.
Here's a really simple way to picture it. Just working harder is like trying to dig a massive hole with a shovel. Sure, you could get a better shovel, you could dig faster, but at the end of the day, you're still just one person digging. Leverage is showing up with an excavator. The tool, the system you're using multiplies your impact 1,000 times over. It's a total game changer. So what's the answer then? Does this mean we should all just become lazy and give up? No, absolutely not. This is about rethinking the entire game. It's about moving beyond just working hard. And let me be super clear about this. Nobody is saying that effort doesn't matter. The goal here isn't to stop working hard. It's to stop working only hard. That's a huge difference. It's all about adding smart strategy to your sweat. So how do we actually do that? Well, it starts with a whole new framework for thinking about this. First, you have to acknowledge the system. You got to understand the real rules of the game you're in. Second, you have to seek leverage. Constantly ask yourself, how can I multiply the impact of what I'm doing? And third, work smarter. Your focus should be on the results you're creating, not just the hours you're logging on a timesheet.
When it comes right down to it, you can think of success as an equation. And yeah, effort is a really important component. It's a key part of that equation. But it is not the entire equation. As we've seen, other things like leverage and strategy are just as important, maybe even more so. Which, leaves us with one last pretty big question. If hard work isn't the whole story, then what is? What does the rest of that success equation look like for you? That's the real question to walk away with.